Hey guys, here, right here, yeah, welcome to the GTA 5 car v car episode today of the fourth upload of the day, pretty much the final compact car comparison within this category of cars. Of course, it's the Panto against the Dinka Blista. I'm currently going to be working on the muscle car comparison as well as the sports classics for the Hipster DLC, which just got released. So stay tuned for that. I'm currently working on it as we speak. Hopefully you guys are satisfied with the uploads as we are doing them as soon as possible. So, starting off with the handling with the Panto, as we know already, it's a pretty small car. Understeers quite a bit at high speeds, so you'd have to brake quite a bit when taking a corner. And of course, the little bit of bumps and notches when taking airtime is going to make your car oversteer, so it's pretty difficult at those sort of corners where you really need to turn consecutively. So, point is, the Blista, obviously when you compare the Panto to the Blista is going to dominate the corners, meaning it's got better handling even though it's front wheel drive. It's got the perfect element and balance with the understeer and oversteering. It's quite smooth around corners, so the efficiency is really up there, taking corners perfectly, and it's got that amazing balance to it. So definitely a point towards the Blista there for handling. But top speed is interesting as always. One of the best things about car comparisons, you don't really expect what to expect, especially when comparing cars that are very similar to each other, especially for top speed. With new cars with DLCs, you see here the Panto pretty much accelerates and goes off, but you'll notice that the Blista is slowly creeping up towards the Panto. But one thing I noticed is that it took quite a while, in fact, to creep up. And I don't know, I suppose I was kind of expecting it because Blista was quite dominant within this class. But you'll notice how long it takes to creep up. You know, we go past the finish here on this long straight, and eventually you see, you know, the Blista just creeping up and eventually overtaken here. So there you have it. You know, I wouldn't say it will be beneficial in a race to, you know, have the Blista to cover this distance unless you're doing long haul. Obviously you'll benefit from that, but other than that, Panto pretty much will dominate, it seems like, at this moment on a normal track. But we'll see how it goes. We don't know yet, but yeah, definitely a top speed going towards the Blista, giving it the second point there. So for the braking test, 1.19, as we know already from the previous episodes, for the Panto, and it takes 1.15 seconds to completely stop after hitting fourth gear for the Blista. Now you see, for the best acceleration, as we know, the Panto pretty much dominates here, so making that 3-1 total. And obviously, but the best customizable options, we know it, the Panto dominates the scene, of course, even though the Blista does have somewhat decent customizable options, but not to the extent with this variety as we have here for the Panto. So that will make it 3-2, I believe. So here you go, got a bunch of sticky bombs, this and that, blah blah. So obviously for this particular section here, for the Blista, it's got nice hoods, custom skirts, whatnot, this and that. But at the end of the day, Panto would dominate the scene, brothers. Now for the lap time test, this was interesting. Obviously you'd expect with the acceleration around that corner, Panto taking off, but then obviously the Blista will slowly creep up, as we've seen from the test and top speed test. But we know that the handling is better for the Blista, so technically taking these corners, the Blista should be doing it comfortably with ease, which was the case. Now you'll notice that it seems like the Panto is dominating here. They're actually pretty square, pretty tight right now. And you see there a little bit oversteer with the Panto just because of the little bump, the little notch, a little bit airtime, so that's expected. And of course a little bit understeer there, which caused me to an oversteer, which because I went on the dirt. So you notice that one thing, that the Panto is not beneficial on the dirt when you're taking a corner because of the poor traction on dirt compared to the road. It's quite a weird because it understeers hell of a lot on road, and then as soon as you hit the dirt, bang, you're gone. That's because the car is small, so you'd expect that. You really see he's really struggling to take consecutive corners. That's one thing you'll notice as well with the Panto, and how smooth the Blista is just taking these corners with ease around this track. So that's a huge difference you'll notice here. You already see that consecutive corners are beautifully executed, especially in the second half of this track. You see how well you can sort of take, how well the Blista is doing these, taking these consecutive corners one after each other. Pretty much, you know, this is what you expect. But the Panto can easily squeeze through tight gaps, which is the only advantage, but it's not that beneficial on a proper track, really. So approaching the final corner, the final straight, this is pretty much here. You notice and sort of expect top speed to kick in, and Blista's already off after that corner, approaching the final corner, you'd expect the Blista to pretty much win, which seems like it's going to be the case. And you'll see, yep, it does. Pretty much finished there in 2 minutes 6 seconds, and for the Panto 2 minutes 8.198. So there you have it, folks. That is pretty much it for the compact comparisons for the overall cars within the brand new DLC for the Hipster update. Panto was the Dinka for the finale. There you guys have it. The Blista dominates the compact class, and that's been proven from these comparisons. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys soon. Check your sign out. Good night. Peace. Yay! If you guys missed out the previous episode, make sure you guys check your annotation on the screen. You guys can check out the Rhapsody going against the Dinka Blista if you want to see which one's better amongst those two. But I'm sure you guys will know that already. I'll see you there anyway.